Hello and welcome to another jewelry making video brought to you by keepsakecrafts.net. I'm Sandy, and today I have for you this fun pair of earrings using loops of seed beads all gathered up into a cone. With the right tools, this is actually a fairly quick project. So here you can see I have one of the earrings already made. And I've just really loved the way this looks. It's a different way of using the materials, of using seed beads, of using bead cones. And I just think it's a fun, dangly pair of earrings. So to make each earring, of course, you're going to need seed beads. And I'll talk more about these in a minute. To complete your earrings, you will need a bead cone for each one, an ear wire, and an eye pin for each earring. And then also to accent your earrings, if you like, a couple of beads. I have here 2 4mm round beads and then an 8mm crystal cube. In addition, you'll need some beading thread. And like I said, I'll talk more about that in a moment. For tools, you'll need wire cutters, chain nose pliers, round nose pliers, a one-step looper if you like for making your loops, some scissors, and a ruler. The most helpful tool that you'll need, however, is this, a bead spinner. And I've spoken about bead spinners before. I have a whole video telling you all about bead spinners, a couple different types, and showing how to use them. I have here the special curved needle that comes with the bead spinner, and then also a spool of beading thread. Now you want to leave your thread on the spool for this project. It's the best way. You're going to need about 60 inches of thread per earring, but leave your thread on the spool. It's a much easier way to do it. And if your spool is getting low, then make sure that you have 60 inches available and put something like one of these bead bugs on the end, just to make sure that you don't lose any of your beads. And like I said in the video, I showed you how to use the bead spinner. It's just a quick way to string beads. They just jump right onto the needle like that. Isn't that cool? Now sometimes when you're using the smaller beads, these happen to all be cooperating with me. These are 15s, which means 15 of these makes an inch. So they're pretty small, and sometimes they'll get stuck right here at the eye of the needle. And what you can do, rather than unstringing them, is grab a pair of chain nose pliers, grip onto your needle, and then use your fingers to force those beads down over the eye of the needle. You probably will crack a few beads, so I recommend you do it on a surface that will catch the beads, like over a small box or something, or even over a trash can. Or if you do it on a hard work surface, make sure that when you clean them up, you don't wipe them up with your hands, because it's broken glass, but use just a small, soft paintbrush to sweep them off the table into a trash can. In my mind, it's worth it to get the speed of using this tool to break a few seed beads. So for each earring, you're going to string 20 inches of seed beads. So once you've strung your 20 inches of seed beads, you can remove the needle. And I'm just going to use my scissors and cut off that ragged end of thread, so I have a nice clean end. I know we still haven't cut any of this thread off the spool, so I'm going to measure out 4 inches of beads, and then I'm going to put those beads inside 12 inches of thread. And here at 12 inches, I'm going to snip. Ever so carefully, make sure you have a grip on both ends, and set that off to the side, and repeat. Now don't be tempted to skimp on the 12 inches of thread here. It may seem like too much, but the first time I did this, I only used 10 inches, and I really could have used those other 2 inches on the ends for tying the knots, and you'll see what I mean. So go ahead and continue until you have 5 12-inch pieces of thread, each with 4 inches of beads on it. So here are my 5 strands of thread, each with 4 inches of beads on them. And now's the time to be very careful and pick up all 5 ends and line them up together on one side. And just make sure you have a good grip on all of them. And then gather up all 5 from the other side. Just be very careful here. Make sure you have them all. It stinks to miss one and then you end up dumping your beads all over the place. So we have all 5. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I've got them all together and I'm just going to pull so that they all meet. And all the strands don't have to be precisely the same length, just close. But I just want to pull them all up. You can grab each one individually if you need to and just tug them all up so that the tops of the beads are all at about the same spot. I've gone ahead and opened my eye pin and I'm going to loop my beads into that eye pin, and this is where that extra length comes in handy. You can just take this and tie it into a simple overhand knot over the eye pin. Again, make sure you get all 10 strands through that loop. And then I'm just going to use the eye pin to kind of guide this down so that the knot is right at the tops of the beads. And again, if you need to pull up each strand, like I've got a loop of thread there, so I'll probably just give them all a tug until I find the culprit. And now you can use your chain nose pliers to close that eye. And then one more time, tie the knot so that you'll secure it all. Now once we have that knotted, we don't want it going anywhere. Add a dab of strong glue such as super glue or E6000 and then go off and be patient and let it dry completely before you proceed to the next step. And while you're waiting for the glue to dry, here's a quick tip for you. If you're concerned that your beading thread doesn't match your beads, perhaps you have dark color beads and all you can find are white. I can find other colors, but I only buy white because what I do is color them with a Sharpie. You just can put it on a scrap of paper, hold your Sharpie, and pull it through, and you have permanently colored thread. So now that the glue is dry, you can take your scissors and trim off those excess threads and finish up your earrings, which is a breeze from here. You're just going to slide that eye pin right into the bead cone, slide on your accent beads, so the little 4mm, an 8mm cube, and a 4mm, and then use whatever method you like to make a loop. Round nose pliers work great, as does this one-step looper. Open up your loop, pop it over your ear wire, close it up securely, and you're done. A fun and rather different way to use seed beads. Here's another look at the earrings we made today. So go ahead and go out and find a pack of seed beads whose colors you love and make yourself some fun earrings or make them for a gift. Thanks so much for watching Keepsake Crafts videos. If you liked this video, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll see more like it. Also, you can follow me on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and on my blog. Happy creating. Bye-bye.